So, as many people already know, the fantasy football season is now complete. It's over. It's done. And to be honest, I'm really surprised that we made it through all 16 weeks. Obviously, with COVID, I'm just shocked. Anyways, I am a champion in fantasy football. I did win a title. Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. This fantasy championship means quite a bit to me. For a brief recap, I got a new job in August, came into my workplace, and the people I worked with had a work league. 14 people played, okay? It's non-PPR, and they already had the draft order already completed, and I'm like, hey, you got a spot for me? And they're like, oh yeah, I think we could squeeze you in and another guy. So then we have 14 people. Picked a random number for the draft spot, and I picked number 9. So I picked Clyde Edwards-Helaire. The story of how I won this thing is just kind of bananas. I think it's the ugliest championship in the history of fantasy football. Now, granted, it was non-PPR, so the scoring was really low, but this was like neither of us broke 80. I thought I would just do a quick video of just showing how my season went. Each matchup just really briefly, nothing crazy, nothing that in-depth, but just to show you like my roster changes and what I had to deal with to win. Like I said, this was awesome because I just came into the new workplace and I was like, hey, you got room for me? Put my money in. I brought home the pot. And a fun fact is the team I drafted, including my bench, all of those people except for one person lasted the last week. That's just mind-blowing to me. Only one person survived on my roster the whole year. Everyone else I either dropped, traded, injured, COVID-19. Shit's wild, so let's have a look at this. So here I am, locked and loaded. That's me. I'm the best. My record was 10-3, so not too shabby, not too shabby. There's the final score of our championship. It was pretty ugly. All right, so let's just start with the championship right here. Pretty sad. Jalen Hurts, I picked him up a couple weeks before the championship, and he's been providing. Chase Edmonds gave me a big fat goose because he got injured. Chad Hansen only caught one ball for 8 yards, so that's great. Travis Kelce was my fantasy MVP, and I think a lot of people that play fantasy football can agree this guy was insane this season. Super consistent and basically a wide receiver 1. My bench was just garbage because I was just trying to scrounge up some people. But let's look at the team that I drafted from the beginning. And here they are. I got my first round pick, like I said, was Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He was okay for fantasy. He got the job done, got me to the championship, but then he had that sprained ankle. And then Chris Carson lasted me 1 week, and then frankly enough, I traded for Travis Kelce, which was the best decision I made all season. All of these people were not on my roster on week 16, except for Kareem Hunt. So let's look at the quick matchups. Okay, so here's week 1. I won 106-93. Not a bad first game, to be honest. Everyone was solid. It's just funny because the only reason I won was because James Conner got 1.7 points. So I thought that was funny. All right, so my second game, I got my first loss handed to me. Was decently close, lost by 12 points. Oh well. Week 3, I got a dub. I was actually really surprised that I got this win because Russell Wilson was doing absolute work at the time. But I picked up Jeff Wilson Jr. at my flex, and he provided big. Oh my God, this is so slow. That's it. We're going to the phone. It's faster. So this was probably my closest matchup of the season. I was 3-1. The guy I was playing against was undefeated, so I went in okay, let's get this done. And I barely won, and that's because of one reason. He had Nick Chubb, who went down, and I had the backup, Kareem Hunt. So that was crazy. Week 5, another injury helped me out. I was playing against Delvin Cook, and literally he was having the best half ever, and then he got hurt. All right, week 6 came around. I started Ryan Fitzmagic because he was just going beast mode at the time. And this is when I spent $82 of my $200 fab money on Chase Claypool because I thought he was just going to be this breakout. Got the dub there. Week 7, which this is the guy I played in the championship, had a great game. Joe Burrow, I started him, and he went bananas with Giovanni Bernard at my flex over there. Week 8, I got my second loss, but overall a solid game. Week 9, I won pretty significantly here. This was actually Antonio Brown's first game back, so I picked him up and was desperate for a receiver because, as you see, my bench was all buys and Galladay was hurt the whole season, so I picked up Antonio Brown, and he lasted me the rest of the season. Week 10, got an easy dub. Nothing too crazy there. Week 11, another win. It's no big deal. I actually had some solid performances here by Travis Kelce and Clyde. Joe Burrow was meh, because I think this is when Joe Burrow got hurt. I was pretty upset because at this time, Drew Brees was already hurt, and then Joe Burrow got hurt, so it looks like I have to roll with Matt Stafford. So I roll with Matt Stafford, and I get the win here. Nothing too crazy in Week 12. So Week 13 here, I'm just trying to finish out the season strong, and I get my third loss. And the sad part is the opponent didn't even start a quarterback. So it's a little embarrassing. This was Clyde Edwards-Hilaire's sick game. For people that don't know, he had the stomach flu all week. He was activated to play, and then he just sat on the sideline and didn't play. So it was just a complete bust. Because of all the other competitions that were going on, I still got the first round bye, which is freaking awesome. And then round 2 of the playoffs for me, this is when Matt Stafford got hurt, So I was desperate. I'm like, man, all my quarterbacks are collapsing. Well, I picked up the rookie, Jalen Hurts, and he literally won me this game with nearly 40 points. So without him, I wouldn't even be in the championship. And the championship, funny thing is he had Josh Allen, his quarterback, left to play at the very end, and I had the Buffalo Bills kicker. He needed 34 points to win, but I also had the kicker. Josh Allen was just cooking during this matchup. He had 32 points, and then eventually the team pulled him because they were just destroying the Patriots. If the Bills did not pull Josh Allen, I wouldn't have won, but I won. So it's no big deal. I am the Fantasy Football 2020 Pandemic COVID-19 champion. I can't believe I won this year. I'm extremely happy because I put a lot of work, a lot of time. I love it so much, and I can't wait for next year. So just wanted to show you and brag a little bit. So, all right, that's it. Have a great night. I'm a champion. So, yep, that's it.